All right, what's going on, guys? This is how we had two winning trades today on NQ. Let me just make sure the camera's looking good. Okay, yeah. So basically, coming into the day, I said in the Discord, if you guys want to join the Discord, it's in the pinned comment. I always post in pre-market analysis, but I basically said that I wanted to see price flush lower potentially before a move up, potentially down to this 1 hour first presented, or I wanted to see a sweep of lows and a move up potentially with an S&T. And basically, we had that off market open. As you can see on market open, or not on market open, right? Where's market open? Right here, we had this initial dump down, and then a lot of people probably went long here, and I wanted to take longs off of this 1 minute inverse, like right around here, but I just didn't like trading into these opposing gaps. So as you can see, we ended up forming a 5 minute bearish fair value gap right here, and we were just trading into that. I want to see that it get inverse kind of. But I just felt like we were going to have a move lower down to that first presented on the hourly, just because they're always a strong draw, and I just figured price might want to manipulate up and then come back down later. So we ended up inversing this 5 minute bearish gap to the upside, and I just didn't like the idea of longs here because at the same time, if you looked at ES just continuously was respecting this 5 minute bearish fair value gap right here. So obviously we had that move off the SMT, and price moved up, but as you can see, ES just kept consolidating and holding within this 5 minute bearish for value gap, and it was not inversing it. So this was just telling me like to avoid longs because ES might want to pull price lower and end up taking out that previous day low and then just continue to move lower on its own, right? So I just had the idea of a bearish bias until ES could flip that 5 minute gap. So basically, as I seen ES continue to respect that 5 minute gap, I seen that NQ started to shift bearish on the lower time frame. So as you can see, I think it was right here, my entry. Price ended up coming up into this, I think it was just the 1 minute. I got to double check, but was it a 2? No, it was just the 1 minute. So basically, I just seen we had a nice shift to the downside. Price came back in right here and respected out of this 1 minute gap right here. And I just thought that we would have a nice rotation back down just because I seen ES starting to move down at this point. And I seen that we also had a 3 minute unfilled gap. As you can see right here marked out, we had this 3 minute unfilled gap. We were stacking up sell side liquidity. And I seen ES respecting a 5 minute bearish gap, and again I did think that we were going to at least want to rebalance into this 3 minute unfilled and then potentially come down to that 1 hour first presented. So basically I took the entry right here. I think it was off the 30-second. I don't remember exactly because I have my other chart open at the same time because I took this on Top Step, but I ended up taking the entry here and just taking full take profit as soon as we pushed into that 3 minute unfilled gap right here. So that only netted us about 1.59 R. So again, ES was respecting out of a 5 minute bearish gap. We had a 1 minute bearish for value gap getting respected on NQ. I felt we could run through all of this. You could call it trend line liquidity. I felt we could run through all this into this unfilled gap and rebalance the leg before potentially wanting to move up from there. So as you can see, we came down to the unfilled and then we did get a reaction off of it. But then price continued down. So I said in the Discord I was going to watch this 3 minute gap right here, and if it got inverse, then I would look for continuations lower. So obviously we had this 3 minute inverse on this candle right here, and then we poked back in it, and I basically took entry after we started to respect out of this 1 minute gap, and this candle right here at 1026 started to print. That was my entry. I ran stops above the 3 minute inverse, and I targeted one take profit at the start of the hourly fair value gap. As you can see right here, this was an hourly first presented gap. I took full take profit. I was going to target CE, but I didn't want to be greedy because sometimes I'll try to target CE and then price just reverses. So ended up getting that for about 2.18 R. Again, just to run through these both again. ES was continuously respecting this 5 minute gap right here, and which is continuing to reject, and it had draws lower. So I was figuring that it was going to want to pull down NQ with it. On NQ, we had a shift in order flow bearish. We came down, respected out of here, took shorts into this 3 minute gap, expecting this sell side to get run through and to rebalance the leg. Trade number 2, we inverse on the 3 minute, come back in, respect on the 1 minute, one take profit on the shorts down to the 1 hour first presented. So that's it for me, guys. Again, if you guys want to join the Discord, link will be in the pinned comment where I talk about my pre-market analysis. We're going to run a voice chat, I think, tomorrow. So if you guys want to drop in, join in for that. And link for Alpha Futures in the pinned comment as well. And that's it for me. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.